welcome back to my channel Kitchen of Flavors. Today I am going to show you guys how to make homemade puff pastry. The ingredients are really simple. You just need the 900 grams of flour, you need 400 grams butter, you need a teaspoon of salt, you need 500 ml of milk, 8 tablespoons of sugar and 2 teaspoons of yeast. Now the method is very simple as well. All you have to do first is warm your milk and put in your 8 tablespoons of sugar and yeast, which I have already done right here, as you can see. You need to let it sit for about 6 minutes before using, and I have already done that. So we're going to move to the second step, which is mixing the salt and flour together. So to put in the salt, and I'm going to just mix it with my hands. You have to mix it really well so the salt doesn't stay on one side, and before using your flour, make sure you sieve it to avoid any clumps. Okay, so I've mixed my flour already. Now I am going to add in the milk mixture, and you have to keep on adding the milk till you form a dough, and add little by little so you don't put too much of it. Keep on mixing it. Make sure your milk is warm well, because if it's cold then it won't help the sugar dissolve and it won't activate the yeast immediately. Keep mixing it properly till it forms a dough. So as you can see, my dough is ready here. It's soft, it's not hard, and this is how your dough is supposed to be. But now I have some extra milk over here which is remaining, and obviously I can't waste it. So what I'm going to do is pour in the milk. Just pour the entire milk into the dough like that, and keep adding a bit of flour on top again till it forms a dough, because we can't waste the milk, so we need to use it, and this is how we are going to use it. Just keep on mixing till your dough gets formed again. So you're going to keep kneading the dough till it gets formed again, and make sure that your dough doesn't become hard, because the softer it is, the easier it is to deal with. So you can see my dough is almost formed. I'm just going to knead it a bit more. So once it's kneaded well, this is how it's gonna look, and you can press it to see if it's soft. Now all we have to do is cover it and let it rest for 6 minutes so it can rise, and yeah, we're going to leave it here for 6 minutes. It's been 6 minutes already and my dough is ready. So now I am going to take small bits of the dough and make balls out of them. These are the sizes of the balls that you are going to make. So I'm going to keep doing it with the rest of the dough. So I've made the balls and they're all ready, as you can see them. Now we are going to start rolling them, and we're going to roll 5 at a time because I want my puff pastry to have 5 layers. So I am going to make 5 discs for the puff pastry. So this is how you're going to roll the discs, and make sure not to make them too thin, especially from the middle, because we don't want them to tear when we're going to be layering them on top of each other's. So I have rolled all my discs. They are right here in front of you. I'm going to be making a layer of 5. You can make as many as you want. So these are the sizes that are supposed to be. Now I'm going to start layering them one by one. We're going to put it at the center of a cling film so that we can cover it and then freeze it. And now we are going to put some butter on it. Make sure to use enough butter. We're not supposed to use less butter. That is why we are using 400 grams. Keep spreading it on the corners and everywhere else. And you're going to repeat the same procedure with the rest of your dough. So this is the last, the fourth layer that I am buttering, and now I'm going to place the fifth layer on top. This one isn't going to be buttered because we are supposed to cover the rest of the layers with it. So make sure you pull it till the end. Just make sure that you don't pull it so much so it doesn't tear. Okay, we're going to put it like that. And now we are going to cover it and leave it in the freezer for 35 minutes so it can rest there. Okay. Okay, so I'm just going to cut this cling film. So as you can see, I have covered it in cling film, and make sure not to cover the sides too much because if it gets pressed then it's going to ruin the whole thing. Now we are going to freeze it for 35 minutes in the freezer, and after that then we can use it. Okay, so it's been 35 minutes already. I've taken my pastry out of the freezer. Now I'm going to roll it into a rectangular position. I have sprinkled a bit flour at the bottom and on top as well. Now I'm going to start rolling it. Make sure not to make it too thin. It should be just slightly thin and a bit. So this is how the thickness should be. It shouldn't be too thin or too fat, too thick, sorry. It's supposed to be this way, and this is how you're supposed to roll it. Now from here you can make whatever you feel like making out of it. If you wish, if you have any extras and you don't want to use it, you can put it in the freezer just the way it is by putting it into a cling film. Okay, so you can also use half of the measurements to make the pastry. If you don't want a lot of pastries, you can use a smaller portion. I make lots of them because I have siblings going to school, and whenever they come back, they always need a snack ready for them, so I have to make lots of them. But if you don't want that, you can use a smaller portion. It's fine, just use half of the ingredients. So I hope you try this pastry recipe. If you do try it and it does work out for you, please make sure you let me know in the comments. Also give this video a huge thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already.